welcome back. My name is Johanna and this is the Knotenkopp podcast, where I talk all about my knitting or knitting related life. And yeah, we are in December and I have finally Wi-Fi. I have finally Wi-Fi in my flat. So yeah, I'm still in the same position. So we still don't have a sofa, but it's coming next week. So that's very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's been very long since I filmed the last episode. Yeah, the Wi-Fi situation has been a disaster, but now my Wi-Fi is very fast. So I hope I can upload this now very fast as well. I will try to use a new editing software. We will see how that works. So yeah. And I also try to keep this under an hour now, because I think the last episode was too long, even for me. I don't know, maybe you can give me some feedback on that. I mean, I do this for me because I enjoy it, and I mean, people are still watching it, you guys are watching it, but I think 2 hours might be a little, or I mean, it was close to 2 hours, might be a little bit absurd and too long, but we will see. I always think like I will keep it under an hour, and then I'm like over an hour, so we will see where we end up today. So yeah, a little bit life update. Everything is fine. I haven't done a lot of mediocre knitting. I definitely realized that my day has not enough hours for knitting anymore. I mean, I think this is nothing new to you. I think this realization a lot of knitters have, but yeah, it's kind of frustrating because I also realized I have huge deficit of jumpers in my wardrobe for work, because I don't know if I had moths in my former flat, or if they just, like, some of my jumpers had some, like, because a lot of my jumpers have holes all on the sleeves, so kind of at the same position, but it could be also from wear, because they are all, most of them are second hand, very old. Most of them had been washed in the washing machine on a wool program, so it could be caused by that as well. But yeah, and I don't want to go to work with holes in my sweaters, and yeah, so I need more sweaters, but I don't have the energy to knit that much anymore. Like, there had been some days from after work that I didn't want to knit, so yeah, I don't get that much knitting done, but I need knits, like finished objects, in my wardrobe. So yeah, that's kind of a conflict right now. Also, I've been on some trips, 2 weekends in November. One weekend I got a visit from a friend and we went to the sea. I mean, I live very close to the sea, but not directly at the sea. Went to the beach, went for very long walks. Luckily enough, or I'm fortunate enough that I got a lot of my friends into knitting over the last years. So even when I'm doing stuff with my friends, there is a little bit knitting now involved as well, but not as intensely if I spend the weekend alone on myself. But yes, and the other weekend after that, we went to the east of Germany, where a friend of mine, her parents have holiday home in the forest, and it started snowing when we were there, and it was very nice, very cozy. We were spending the whole weekend sitting at the fireplace, and it was snowing outside, going for long walks. Had the cat. They adopted a stray cat. We had the stray cat on our laps, and we we're doing a puzzle and we're knitting and talking, and it was very relaxing, a very nice weekend. And yeah, but that meant that I didn't do that much knitting these 2 weekends, and so yeah, I didn't get that much done, but all in all, I had a very nice November. And yeah, now I had 2 weekends for myself, and next weekend I'm going to Copenhagen for my birthday, and this is also going to be a very relaxing weekend with a friend who's living there. I think I mentioned before that I'm going there quite regularly, at least once a year, and my plan is also to hit up some yarn stores, even though I was there already this year to hit up some yarn stores, but we will see. I think I need some needles, but I'm not particularly looking for a specific yarn since I already bought a lot of yarn, and I'm just there to enjoy some time off. And we are in a very nice hotel, which is very fancy for me, and I will bring a lot of knitting, and she has some knitting, and we will just relax. And yeah, that's it. Keep it short. So yeah, getting straight into my knitting. Yeah, since I didn't do that much knitting, I don't really have a finished objects. I mean, I kind of have, but they were kind of finished last time already. Yeah, I finished my Claudia gloves. I always say that very weird. At least it sounds weird to me. But yeah, now I have 2 pairs. I still haven't woven in the ends. This is kind of a thing now because I don't have that much time for knitting. I'm just too lazy to spend my time with the ends or with weaving in the ends. They are definitely sisters, not twins, I would say. How do I hold it that you... Yeah, you can see that the ribbing is not totally the same. They are not the perfect amount of length, but I don't mind. And yeah, the pattern is by Orsaknits. I said that already in my last video. They are knit by 2 strands by the Filcolana Alva in green tea, and 1 strand of the Sostrene Grene Mohair in a like light beige color. And these, I can put them on. These are very, very warm. Since I rarely knit with mohair, I underestimated how warm this is going to get. But I have to say, I also didn't expect how convenient they are. I mean, I don't know how people use them for biking, because I used them for biking a few weeks ago and I thought I'm losing, like my hands are going to die basically. I mean, I live in a very windy place, so this might be an issue, but also it doesn't get that cold here in comparison to other places in the world. Like it rarely snows here, for example, and yeah, but like, I mean, your fingers are getting so cold when you wear them outside. I mean, for walking and stuff like that, they're really practical because I put my hands into my pockets anyways. And especially for knitting and for like in the office, they're really good, especially because they have quite a long ribbing, so they keep your pulse, is it pulse, very warm. So I get very fast, very warm hands, and I think that's great because they get really, really cold in the office. So I think for that, they're really convenient, they're really fluffy, they're really warm, really fast knit, really easy. They look chic in comparison to my more efficient winter gloves. And yeah, I think I can really recommend the pattern. And they're also a really nice scrap project, like if you have like 1 ball or something left from a sweater project and stuff like that, or some scrap mohair, and this is perfect for that. And or also as a Christmas gift, great. So yes, but these are like the only thing I finished, and I can't even call them finished. I mean, I've been wearing them with the ends hanging out at work. Very unprofessional. Also, I'm still in my pajamas, I have to say. I couldn't even bother because after this I have to clean my apartment, so I saw no point in putting on something nice for this video. I mean, this is just an oversized jumper I found at a thrift store, and under that there's my pajama. So yeah, in comparison to my non-existing whips, non-existing finished objects, I have a serious amount of whips. I had like, I think last weekend I posted on my Instagram story a whip parade, you call it, or I called it whip mania, because I think right now I have 8 whips. And I'm not even counting like the second missing sock of like I have like some sock projects where I finished the first sock, but I didn't even start the second sock. So I'm not counting even that in, because they are hibernating for me right now. For example, like the detailed socks I talked about last time. I'm just not working on them right now. But I'm wearing the first one, which is funny, because I was out of warm knitted socks at some point, and so I was wearing them without the second sock, with another pair of knitted socks. It was hilarious. So yeah, let's start with whips. I have many of them. So the first one, I have it. Do I have it? No, I don't have it. Okay, now I think I have it. So this is my cardigan number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I'm knitting this in the size small. I think it's the second size. It's not for me, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be in size small. It's a gift. So last time I think I only had this small, like the neckband, and this has an interesting construction. So it's like it's a half fisherman's rib raglan construction, and you knit the bottom band while knitting the body, and which I find really convenient because I really don't like picking up for the bottom band. But in the beginning I was really confused, like I had no idea how this construction would work, but while following the instructions I got the hang of it, and even though it wasn't the easiest to follow, because you have to do the increases for the raglan, for the sleeves, and for the bottom band, and do the half fisherman's rib, which is, oh, I need to put the, there was a notification, was a lot, I have to say. Also because I messed up a few times the half fisherman's rib, and it's like, I think brioche, I can fix it. With half fisherman's I can't fix it. I tried and it didn't work. It was too much effort. I think in the back, I don't know if you were able to see it. I think you can see it, like, yeah, I think up here in this area it's messed up. There are no straight lines going down from the neckband, but I thought, first of all, probably hair is hanging above it. Second of all, the friend I'm giving it to, she is not a knitter. Third of all, this is a fluffy mess and it is ripped. So I think you won't concentrate on that. It's not, I think it's not that obvious. Like from here you can't even tell. And I couldn't even be bothered to rip that off, because if I wanted to go back and repair that, I would have like ripped it back until, like, I would have ripped it back until picking up the stitches from the neckband, until that, because otherwise I wouldn't have known how to repair it, and I couldn't be bothered. So yeah, I'm past the, yeah, I split for the sleeves, I'm past the increases, and I already knit the first buttonhole. Yeah. This is really weird, I have to say. There is no instruction for the buttonhole, but there are real buttons. In comparison, for example, the PetiteKnit September cardigan, yeah, I think so, or September jacket or something, they are fake buttons. So that's the reason why there are like no buttonhole instructions in there. But this one, there are real buttons in there, and it says at the beginning, at the end of the whole pattern, it says like, if you want buttons, like you have to every centimeters you have to knit like in the stitch a buttonhole, but it doesn't. Then it links a video, but it doesn't give you like written instructions. I just looked up how you would knit a buttonhole for something like it. Like I just looked it up and did a different buttonhole and looked up, because I have a similar cardigan, and I looked up how the buttons are placed there and did a similar thing. And also she places 4 buttons and I'm going to place 3 buttons. All in all, I think it works up beautifully. It's so damn fluffy and light. I'm really curious how it's going to bloom after blocking. So this is knitted with 1 strand of Alva from Filcolana in green tea, like the same from these mittens, and 1 strand of brushed alpaca silk from Drops in, I think, the color Nature, so the like light beige one. And yeah, so this is in alpaca fluff basically. Yeah, I think after the increases it gets definitely easier, but it's not, I mean, I do enjoy the half fisherman's web, because especially if you don't knit it in the round, you don't have to do that much of purling, but it isn't mindless. I had a few times the issue that I mixed up the purling and knitting in the stitch in the row beneath, so I had to go back and switch it around. So yeah, I don't know. And also the placement of the buttons, you always have to check, oh, do I need to place a button now? This is also why I put the sheep there, so I don't put the buttonhole on the wrong side. This is something my friend brought me from Ireland. And yeah, and I still need to do the sleeves as well, and I still have to go a long time on the body. Also my finishing date for the body was supposed to be the end of November, and now we have the beginning of December. But the friend I was gifting it to, I realized I'm not seeing her probably until January, so I don't need to hurry with this and stress myself. So I split my time more between this and other knits. And yeah, also I don't have, I mean, I have DPNs on 6mm needles, because this is knitted on 6mm needles. But I would rather knit this on the sleeves on small circular needles, and this is what I was thinking getting in Copenhagen, because I have the C-knit adapters for the bigger needles, for smaller cables in the C-knit sets, but I wouldn't want to order like just the 6mm needles and pay the same amount for the shipping as for the needles. So that's the reason why I would try, because I know a yarn store in Copenhagen that has the needles, so that's what I would like to try. And I also checked on Instagram what the different buttons are that the people used for the cardigan, and I think I'm going with knitted buttons, like the ones where you knit a little square and then you close it around the button so it looks like the button is knitted, but it is like it has a shell, not a shell, what is it, a cover. It has a cover around a plastic button basically, so it fits to the cardigan, because I think everything else I wouldn't be 100% sure if it would be her style, so this I would be on the safe side. But yeah, generally like knitting on this is really, I'm enjoying it, and 6mm needles, it's going quite fast, but also half fisherman's web you don't get on really fast because you're like, yeah, it's a slow knit. Yeah, so this is my first work in progress. We are already by 20 minutes. Guys, this is not going by very fast. So my second work in progress is, I have like since a week like really strong knee pains, and I don't know where it's coming from, and right now it's really hurting. This is not helping. Oh. So my second main knit right now is my Halibut sweater, and I'm just thinking how it is. What's the back and then what's the front? I think this is the way to go. So yeah, my Halibut sweater by Caitlin Hunter. Last time I showed it to you, it was basically just the beginning with the German short rows. Now you can actually see the color work part. I'm a little bit over half of it, but I'm always forgetting, like with the yoke in the round, with every row you add, there's more to knit, like it gets more. So like if you pass the half of the amount of rows you knit, you're not actually through half of it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with this one. First of all, I love knitting with this yarn. I already said this now a few times. This is BC Garn Semilla Melange. I really like it. I think I didn't explain this really well last time. I think this yarn feels, it's like woolen spun. I don't know if this is why it feels very different to other commercial yarns, but it gives a rustic feel without feeling rustic. It is not scratchy or anything. It feels very soft, but it feels very sheepy, like, I don't know, I have another project with a very sheepy wool, which feels more rustic, scratchy, but this feels very dry. I don't know, it reminds me more of cotton, but still being sheepy. I have no idea how to explain this yarn, but it's crazy and it's great. So I really enjoy knitting with this, but color work is very slow. Also in the beginning, because I watched the video of Caroline, and when she did the care sweater from Crea Bear, and she watched the video of Inga, and Inga said she's catching her floats in color work every 2 stitches. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that as well. I only did like the longest stitches without with floats. I did like 3 stitches. So that meant a lot of catching floats, and that was really annoying. And then I think yesterday or a few days ago I watched Anna Pesce-Trevino's video, and she's doing 2 colorwork sweaters right now, and she has really long floats, and first of all it looks beautiful and it works, and she's like doing every 6 stitches, and I was like, what am I doing here? This is slowing me down so much, and now I'm doing like every 5 stitches, and this means like that I nearly don't have to catch any floats anymore. I think my floats look all right. I think for a semi-experienced colorwork knitter, I think this looks quite fine. I do definitely have some, I forgot what it's called, like, but it's scrunching up a little bit between these repeats, so I will need to see how it's blocking out, it's what I mean. But yeah, I'm happy. It's just that it takes a lot of time, and I mean, once I'm past the color work, it's just stockinette, and I think it will go very fast because it's such a joy to knit with the yarn. It's on 4mm needles. It's going to be great, but I'm just very slow because, I mean, also I can only knit in the evenings. I also don't want to just knit in the evening. I'm also watching something during knitting. That also means I mean, TV knitting, like color work knitting and TV knitting, or watching TV while color work, it's not that easy, and the bigger the sections are going to be, the more you have to remember the section, and yeah, it's not that easy. Also, I still don't have a Swift, and we excuse me, and this is coming in skeins, and I also have to hand wind up all the skeins, which slows me down a lot because this is quite interesting because the pattern says I need 6 of the blue skeins and 2 of the white ones, and I think I used up half of the first white one, or the cream one, and this is my first blue one, and I mean, I'm halfway through the yoke. This seems a lot. I think I don't need all of the blue. I mean, I can return the blue if I have too much, but I'm pretty sure it's a color I can reuse for other projects as well. But yeah, so I mean, that means like hand winding 8 skeins. That's a lot. So this slows me down a lot. So now I finished my first skein, and now I need to hand wind another one. So yeah, that's what that one. What else? So I started a new project yesterday, yeah, because I ordered new yarn, because I now have unsubscribed from all of these commercial yarn stores, and because I got like newsletter because of Black Friday sale and stuff like that, and I just got hooked. Is it what you call it? Okay, this is tangled, we have to live with it. Yeah, I bought yarn. We will talk about that now because otherwise it doesn't make sense. I bought from Järbo, or however you call it, it's a Swedish yarn brand. I talked about it before. I got a yarn from them in my local yarn store before. I don't know how common this yarn is, or how known this yarn is if you don't live in Scandinavia or northern Germany. I don't know, maybe people know it, maybe people don't know it. I haven't heard that much before of it. I have no idea how you say the name Tr Ull. I mean, Ull is wool, and probably it says like something like 2 strands wool or something, or 2-ply wool. I think it's a 2-ply. So it's 100% wool. It's in like this heathered light gray. It reminds me when you have like this yarn with Gotland sheep wool in it, where you have like this darker strands of, not strands, but fibers in it. Like, yeah, it's very woolly, and it has quite a strong, not halo, but like these fiber halos, sheepy fiber halos. Yeah, it's a Järbo, or Järbo, I don't know how you say it. It's a quite an old Swedish mill in Gävle, but this wool is from New Zealand, or New Zealand sheep, and is, I don't know, I think this is sport weight. It has like 21 stitches per 10 centimeters. It's supposed to be knitted on 3.5 millimeter needles, and it has 300 meters for 100 grams. Maybe it's already DK, I have no idea. So yeah, I saw this wool. I think price, I don't remember the exact price. I will put the information somewhere. So I wanted to knit a neutral colored jumper, and maybe get back to the idea with the colored hem, like the stripe at the hem. I think I talked about this a few episodes before, like that I do like these Bauhaus kind of colors, or like these primary color ideas, like with a red, blue, yellow and green hem. I saw this on a hand knitted Instagram shop, that they kind of design these clothing and accessory things that I really like with these color combinations, and I really wanted something like that as well. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going with that, but I'm definitely going with the light gray beige jumper. So this is how far I've gotten. I was really struggling finding a pattern. In the end, I ended up going with the Marseille sweater because I already have that pattern. It fitted with the gauge, though I'm knitting this on 3.5 millimeter needles and the pattern recommends 4, but this way I'm meeting gauge. I'm also knitting this with an extra strand of mohair, because this was also the reason why I bought this yarn, because I want to use up this mohair. This is also the mohair I used for these mittens, because I still have so much of this left. This is the Sostrene Grene Mohair, and yeah, I'm using the Marseille sweater. I knitted the Marseille sweater this summer already with cotton, and I like the pattern. It's a drop shoulder construction from PetiteKnit. I'm obviously not knitting the stripes, I'm just knitting a plain stockinette sweater, and I think when I get to the ribbing, I will decide if I will combine the colors. I mean, if I do the colors would be, because I already have the scrap colors. Let me get them out. So the colors would be, oh god, these 3 on this base. So I think this could look really, really cool. I don't know if I need a 4th one, or if I just repeat one color, or leave out, like, don't do a color at the neckband, or don't do one at the hem of the body. I will see. I am a little bit worried that it looks like kind of like Lego Lego childish jumper, kind of. I don't know, do you know what I mean? Like that it looks like it's in the kids section. But I think also it looked cool, but because sometimes, I mean, I think when it comes to knitting, I have like a bipolar personality, because on one side, I love all of the PetiteKnit, my favorite things, knitwear, Scandinavian chic, cool girl designs, which are all in these like neutral colors, and yeah, that goes with everything. You look always very nice put together, and yeah, they are very classic. And I think, yeah, I really like them. But on the other hand, I also really like all these rustic looks or more playful designs. I'm not really into the very colorful stuff. I'm also not into the, I call them the Gen Z crochet style, which is lovely. I'm happy for them that they discovered their style in this craft, but it's just not mine. But for example, like when I look at Fiber Tales, for example, I love her style, but there's a lot of things I like the look of, and I want to knit it, but I wonder if I would wear it. And I think this is the same. Like, I think I would really like the look of, but how practical is it? Like, or would I tend to wear something that is all light gray more? So I'm quite undecisive about that. We will see. I think until I end with the rib, or until I get to the ribbing, it's still a long time. So I still have a long time until I have to decide if I will add the color or not. So these are my 3 bigger projects, but I have a lot of small projects. So since I already had the red yarn here, I started a hat project with this red yarn. I think the red yarn I've shown before. How's this turned? So this is a kind of freestyled hat. This is Sandnes Garn, Sunday in deep red. I've shown this yarn in my acquisitions before. It's a double folded brim in stockinette and 2x2 ribbed crown then. And yeah, this is also my meeting knit, which I have at work, and I haven't gotten very far, and I still don't know. I think I will. I got the pattern of the Bayou beanie by Tr Design, and I think I will look into how they did the decreases there, because I like the look of that. And yeah, but I think I have to still go a little bit, do straight 2x2 rib until I do decreases, because I also lost one of my beanies, so I need new ones. Being at the topic of beanies, I'm doing another beanie because you can never have enough beanies. So I think I've showed a picture of my second jumper that I knit. It was by Espace Tricot colorwork in the round yoke jumper. It had this weird combination of mohair and cotton, and I was planning on frogging that, and I did, but I also, the bottom of it had a skein of superwashed merino knitted into it, because I was running out of the blue, dark blue cotton. So yeah, I unraveled it, put it back into each of its components. It took me forever, and I used the superwash merino and the mohair, or parts of the mohair, to start the double folded brim of the hat. And I think what I want to do is knit with this combination the rest of the hat. But I'm not sure if I have enough of the Filcolana Alva, because I think I need to finish first the cardigan to see, but I'm pretty sure I have enough. So this is hibernating until then, but yeah, it's very soft since it's It's quite fancy mohair. I think it was like 11 euros per ball, and I mean it's superwash merino, so it's soft as well. I will see if I can, yeah, I think I can wear it on my head, otherwise I will gift it away. But I thought it's nice to have like a fitting head to my gloves. So another head project. We are trying to get through this a little bit faster. So where are they? Of course I have sock projects as well. So I also said last time, or a few times already now, that I want to start the Ovis socks, the sheep socks basically. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about when I say the sheep socks. And I started them. Yeah, they're really cute. They are by the PetiteKnitter. And I used the Filcolana Arwetta that I ordered for other projects and didn't need for them, or they didn't fit. And I mean, Filcolana Arwetta is a sock yarn, I think. And I'm knitting this on 2mm needles, which I ordered extra for them because yeah, I only had 2.5. And yeah, I also added extra for the sheep. I don't know how well you can see. Maybe these are nicer. Yeah, I think you can see it on the side. I extra where the sheep are, I used extra mohair to make them extra fluffy. And yeah, you start with 1 by 1 ribbing, and then you have like this pretty pattern. I think there's some irregularities because I think I switched around how I hold my contrast color and my background color because I was knitting this in between projects and I forgot how to hold it. And then I did something, I don't know, I think it wasn't that smart, but I'm too lazy to rip it back because since this is knitted on 2mm needles, the material feels very thin when you knit it on its own. I mean, most of the shaft, is it shaft? No, this is a German word. The leg has like 2 strands because you knit like it's stranded color work. So it feels quite thick. But when you knit a German short row, you knit it like with just 1 strand, and I was like not sure if this would hold up very long, even though this is sock yarn. But I was like, okay, this is a color work sock, and I want to have it for a longer time than just like a few months and have holes in the heel, because I mean the heels and the toes are the part that get the most wear. And so what I did, because I have a lot of yarn of both of this, of the brown and the beige color, I made the heels with 2 strands of the beige color held together. And what I didn't take into regard is that with holding these 2 strands together, my gauge is going to change drastically. And I think you can see that the heel has a huge, or makes this curve, or has a bulk. Yeah, it has this curve. And obviously the heel is a little bit too big now for my heel. I think it works, but this is also superwashed yarn, so I think it's going to grow. I have no idea. The worst case scenario, I have to wear an extra layer of socks under it, and don't wear them on their own. But at least they are warm and thick now. And what I also decided is that I won't continue the pattern on the feet. I think these white cross kind of repeats, they continue on the foot. until the toe, but I won't do that because this part is not seeable. Like, I either have shoes on or my house shoes, so, and this is going to be way faster if I only knit this with the, like, with caramel colored yarn. Yeah, and the second pair is the other way around, that it's like this light color with brown crosses and brown sheep and stuff like that, so I think it's fun. Yeah, but this is just an in-between knit. I'm mainly working on the big projects right now. Where did I even put that? I think I need to get up there now. So I also started a DK sock with some scrap yarn. I just had flying around because I thought, okay, some thicker socks would be useful as well as like house socks, and just made up this stripe pattern. So, and it's like in 3x1 rib, and no, it's like 3x1 in the beginning. No, it's 1x1 until here, and then 3x1. Yeah, but I think I haven't worked on it for 3 weeks now, so yeah, just lying in here. And the last project I have, snuggle up in my blanket again, is also an acquisition and a pattern at the same work in progress at the same time. Is this tiny work in progress. There's not much to see, and it's also very dainty and very scared to lose stitches. So there's like this Instagrammer, which I just love her aesthetic. I just basically want her life. I will put her Instagram handle in here. And she also has an Instagram shop of women's wear, and there's like this scarf hooded scarf, I don't know how you call that. It basically looks like a balaclava kind of, but you also have, it doesn't close like a turtleneck around your neck, but it goes into a scarf that you can wrap around your head, wrap around your neck. And I saw this and found this really convenient. Don't even know why. I don't know, I just wanted it because I also thought about knitting myself a balaclava, because it sometimes gets really windy and cold here and you just want to snuggle up. And I mean, I have a lot of hats, but I have only like one scarf that I wear very regularly, and usually I don't really like the look of scarves, of knitted scarves, but I really like the look of that one. So I thought, okay, this is like 2 in 1, a hood and a scarf, so, and kind of a balaclava, so that's cool. And I thought, okay, this is something you can easily knit on your own. It's just basically a modified balaclava. So I looked up if I can find a pattern that is similar, and I found the Nomad hood or Nomad hood by Paula M. Strickt. I think she's a German designer, and yeah, I bought that and started that. And hers is a balaclava in brioche or fisherman's rib. This is the tricky thing. I still haven't found a solution for this problem, because in German or in the German language, it seems there's a huge confusion, or there seems not a general term for these brioche, half fisherman's rib terms, because you translate them differently, but everyone seems to translate them in different ways. Like, usually, or as far as I know, fisherman's rib is vollpatent, half fisherman's rib is half patent, and brioche is brioche. But brioche is sometimes called also half patent or full patent or something else. It's like really confusing, and basically you just have to see how the stitch is explained in the pattern, and you can't really estimate what the stitch pattern is by the name of the pattern. If it says brioche or half patent or full patent or half fisherman's whip, it could be anything of all of these three options, which is kind of annoying because they are different. And I mean, I think as far as I know, half fisherman's whip and brioche, they look the same. I googled it, and if there is a way to tell them apart, but I wasn't able to tell them apart. Full patent or fisherman's whip looks different, but yeah, it's very confusing. So her term is very different as what I know from PetiteKnit or my favorite fixed knitwear. But yeah, they are Danish, she is German. I don't know, if I would look up an American pattern or a French pattern or someone else, it might be different again. So yeah, just going with the flow. I don't mind it that much. I like brioche, I like half fisherman's whip. So, and I mean, who knows who's right? It's not about being right. It's a little bit confusing when you expect something and then it turns out to be something else. So, yeah. And I'm knitting this in the softest yarn ever been there on the planet, in BC's Garn Baby Alpaca, 100% alpaca, in this light gray. And yeah, it's very, very soft. Oh my god, it's so soft. I have to say, I had a baby alpaca yarn by Sandnes Garn before, not by I had another baby alpaca by Sandnes Garn, and I didn't like it, but this one is very, very soft. Though I have to say I was very confused by the needle size, because it says 2.5 until 4mm needles, which is a really huge difference. And I thought, okay, 4mm, perfect, yay. I think the pattern asks for 4mm needles, but knitting this on 4mm needles, it was so, the gauge was so open for a hood and a scarf, which should keep you warm. I was like, okay, the wind will just blow through it, it's pointless. And so I went down to 3.5 and it was still very open, and now I went down to 3. And I mean, I think that means probably my gauge is off now, and I might just increase more now. And yeah, also I think this might be the most complicated cast on I ever did in my life. This is definitely not TV knitting, like this is quiet, concentrated knitting. Like, yeah, it is complicated. I think at some point it will get easier, but then you just knit back and forth and stuff like that. And what I will do, like at some point for when you usually for the balaclava you join under the chin and the round, I won't do that. I will continue knitting back and forth to get like these long flaps for a scarf, which you can wrap around yourself. And I think this is going to be very soft, having on your forehead and around your neck, and it will be very, very nice. And obviously I think alpaca will grow a lot, as far as I know. This might be the reason why there was such a huge difference between, or options between the needle sizes, but still I think it can't grow that much. We will see, but I think this is on pause right now because it's too complicated for my current life. I don't have the mind for that right now. So yeah, these are my 8 whips. They are a lot, but I also don't feel stressed about them right now. I think I'm all right. So my knitting plans. Oh, we made it nearly to an hour. Great. So we will keep it short. So my knitting plans. I think I will just continue with what I'm doing right now. I mean, I promised my sister a cardigan number 4 for Christmas. I think I won't be able to keep that timeline. I think I will finish the body for the current cardigan number 4 that I'm knitting, and then I will start hers. And I will just work parallel at both of them. And as well, I can just pick that up. Oh, there's a needle line. I also want to knit Christmas socks with this yarn. I mean, it doesn't get more Christmassy than this. It's a really bright red yarn. I knitted this, I mean, this is only half the ball left. I used this for a scarf for my grandmother, and it's a sock yarn. It's alpakka socks by Lang Yarns, 4-ply, and yeah, I will do Christmas socks for a friend of mine. Yeah, and I think she's really into Christmas and stuff like that. I think I wanted to do like the, I don't know what's the name called, but they have like these candy cane lace pattern in the sock, not engraved, but knitted into it. So I think this is a really nice combination of that. I might do... interesting, no. Oh, maybe. I might do the ribbing and the toe and the heel in this off-white from, what is it called? Filcolana Alva, so make it even more candy cane. I don't know. We will see. I mean, I can knit this in a day. So I'm not worried about that for Christmas. And yeah, I bought the... So yeah, I've been to Berlin, and obviously I've been to my favorite yarn store. I went there for a doctor's appointment, but I already planned on going to the yarn store as well, because I needed for my Halibut sweater the rest of the yarn, because I only ordered the one of each color, one skein of each color before, because I was still testing out what color combination I wanted. And so I already knew I was going to Berlin, so I thought, okay, I can just pick it up then as well, and don't need to pay shipping then. And so yeah, I got a lot of the, like, where's the rest? So I got like another 5 of these and 1 of this. This was the last one. I was very lucky. So yeah, I'm very glad I got all of these. Then I got 3 of the baby alpaca, so it's more than enough for the scarf I'm planning. I even thought about holding a double, but I think that's not necessary. I would rather go down in needle size. And another thing I got when I was there was this one. I think I mentioned this magazine in my winter and fall knitting plans, because there was one pattern I really wanted to knit from it, and I said then that I didn't want to get the pattern, the magazine, because I wasn't really into all of the rest of the patterns, which is kind of still true, but the price, I mean, it's so, like, the magazine is so cheap in comparison if you buy the pattern on its own, that it's worth your money. And also, I mean, it's a beaut, like, I think these magazines, especially the ones by Sandnes Garn, they're just so pretty for your coffee table, so why not? So yeah, the pattern that I think that's not the most convenient picture. Yeah, the pattern that I wanted to knit is this one. Hi. Yeah, it's this, maybe you can see it better on here. There are 2 versions of it. One is bottom down and bottom bottom up and one is top down. It's the Eben Genzer, I think, yeah. And it's, I don't know if it's 2x2 or fisherman's web. I haven't even looked in the pattern. Yeah, it's half fisherman's web. I can look up how it's said here, because I mean they are the professionals ones here, because here in German it says half patent, and interesting. Interesting, because in English it says here okay, in the English, the German pattern, it says it's a sweater in half patent, or halb patent as you would say in German. And the English, because it's always in 3 or 4 different languages in these magazines, it says it's a sweater in rib pattern, which is interesting because crazy. I don't know, I'm confused. Maybe someone can explain me if you know something more than I do in the comments. But yeah, that was the reason why I got that. And I mean, €8 you would pay that much for the pattern anyways. I think I said that already in my knitting plans video. You can see all of the patterns online as well. I'm not sure if you can also buy the patterns on their own online. Sometimes you have to order the yarn with them from the website as well. There are really nice ones as well. There's like this really beautiful cabled one. On the back side there's this, oh no, front side I mean, there's this fluffy cabled cardigan. Also there's a dress in here, and I mean, you know from my last show you that I'm really into knitted dresses right now. It looks like a scrap project. It's really interesting. It's not really my style, but it looks really cool. I don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, there are really nice patterns in here, so it's definitely worth checking out if you on the search. Also the photography is just so beautiful always in these patterns, so it's definitely worth for that as well. So yeah, then I ordered some stuff online. As I said, I'm still in these newsletter subscriptions, and I got the Black Friday orders, and I just got, what is it, like sucked into it. And yeah, I unsubscribed now because I really don't want to do this anymore, but I'm also not that controlled and disciplined, and I also, as everyone else, I love to order yarn and yeah, but I really don't need that much more yarn right now. So yeah, I ordered 4 of these Järbo, whatever, however you say this, yarn for the Marseille sweater, as well as some other yarn by them. Where is it? And this is the yarn I bought from them before, why I knew the brand before, and it's the llama silk yarn in this grayish beige color. And you might recognize the color because we have a theme going on. This is basically my favorite color. And this is really funny because I found this jumper in Sweden in a secondhand store. I bought this hat 2 years ago from Arket, and now I found this yarn and I was like, oh my god, I can like have a set going on here. No, actually I think this might not be the most flattering color for me, because I want to knit again, because from the last one I have like a dark navy color from this and I knitted a scarf from this because it's like very soft, because it's baby llama and silk yarn, and I get a lot of use from that scarf or neckerchief, however you want to call it, and I definitely want a second one, but all of the other colors, they weren't really speaking to me or weren't really fitting to my wardrobe. And since I really like this color, I thought it will go with everything. So I ordered it, and I'm planning on knitting again like one of these like triangular small neckerchiefs, bandanas, however you want to call them. And yeah, I probably won't wear all of these 3 things together. I think it will be a little bit too much, but yeah, I got this. And I also got sock yarn, but oh, it's also by Järbo. I really got on a trip there. But I only got this because I didn't want to pay shipping, and this was exactly the amount I needed to get over shipping. And yeah, it's Melange, traditional Nordic sock yarn, but I think, is it superwash? I'm wondering. It's definitely, it's classic sock yarn. Ah yeah, 75 superwash wool, 25 polyamide, made in Turkey for 3mm needles. Yeah, nothing exciting, dark gray. I mean, you can definitely tell I'm back to my color, my natural color habitat here. Like, I mean, guys, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is like heaven, but can you even call that colors? I mean, I do, but other people won't. So yeah, but I just ordered this, yeah, for the shipping costs, and also I thought like just having a dark gray. I mean, I think I had a plan, but I don't remember it. And also I think the plan might have been because I want to get the 52 weeks of socks book for my birthday, so this might be just a base color for a good base color for a sock project, and this goes a long way because it's a huge skein. I mean, it is 100 grams, but oh, it is 100 grams, 260 meters. This is not a lot. Weird. But yeah, we will see for what I use this up. And another thing I got in with this order is this special thing. I posted about this on my Instagram before, and let me put it on for you guys. Great. This might should be, if I would do thumbnails like most YouTubers do, this should be probably my intro. But yeah, I will put this out because it is battery betrieben, energized? No, I have no idea how it's said, but yeah, it runs by batteries. Yeah, so this is a knitting lamp, as you can see. It was very cheap. This was also one of the reasons why I ended up on this website, because it was on the Black Friday offers. I was thinking about getting one of these for a long time. I have one of like these IKEA lamps, a desk lamp, which have like these angles and you can move them everywhere, and they are really convenient for knitting, but I kind of want to remove it and put it on a desk and remove it from my couch living room situation, because it's not that pretty, to be honest. And also it reflects in my TV, so since I'm always watching something when I'm knitting, ouch, my knee, I needed something else. And also I know when watching a movie with other people, they sometimes get annoyed when I'm knitting, that especially my sister, because I could imagine that we do like watch Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or something over Christmas, that she gets annoyed when I want to knit during the movies, that I need to put on some lights and they are reflecting in the TV screen. So I needed another solution. Also, I needed something for car rides. I mean, I usually go by public transport and you have good lighting there, but now when it's so dark that like it gets dark so early, you can't knit in the car. And I mean, I often sit in the back because I'm the small person in the car. So yeah, it would be useful to be able to knit in the car, but I don't want to turn on the light in the car because it takes a lot of energy from the battery. So yeah, I wanted something like that to put it over your head, over your shoulders to knit. In the beginning, I was like, how should that work? It's very long. Like, it would go like, because these, like, look at that. It would go under my, until my belly button. So I needed a little bit time to figure out how should that work. It's very sturdy. I mean, you can see it. It keeps its shape. So there's a very sturdy metal thing in there, so you can like form it and it keeps its shape. So, and what I found out that I need to so from the side it looks like that, I need to shape it to my shoulders, so it lies basically at my back, and then these come down and these lights come down and point at my knitting when I'm knitting like this. And basically the back is pushed between the back of my chair and my back. And yeah, now it's really convenient. The only thing that I was really sad about, but I was impatient, they had one as well which was charged by an USB cable, which I would have preferred. But it was sold out, and I really wanted to get these ones now and didn't want to order again a few months later. So yeah, I got the ones that are run by battery, but I think it's okay. I mean, I hope they don't take that much energy and I don't have to change the batteries that often. But yeah, these guys are new. They're really nerdy, I have to say, but convenient. And also Friday came a really great thing, and now we're getting close to the end of this podcast, hopefully. And I posted about this also in my story already. I mean, I have to say I'm gifting myself a crazy amount of things this year for my birthday, but I mean, first of all, everyone can do whatever they want, and I don't need to explain myself to anyone, but I do it anyways a lot of the times. But I mean, I think knitting is one of the things that brings me a lot of joy, so why not give myself a lot of knitting related things for my birthday? And one of the things that I really wanted to get was a proper project bag. I never gotten any project bag at all before. I use like linen or cotton bags, like that I like reuse from other things, like that I gotten when I bought underwear, or I don't know. Sometimes you just get when you buy stuff like these cotton bags, and I just reuse them. So for projects, but then I decided I really wanted a real project bag, especially for traveling. I realized it's more convenient if you have something that stands up, where you also can knit out of your, where you can put in your cake or your yarn, and it stands and you can just knit out of it, and have separate departments for needles and cables and stuff like that. And I was eyeing the PetiteKnit bags for some time now, and I think her bags are all very beautiful, but the flowery ones, is it the flower, how, yeah, the flowery ones, I think they're very pretty, but I think they're a little bit too girly for me, for my taste, and also the colors. I think one of them were red and the other one was blue and yellow. They're not really my style. And now her new collection with the plates, I was, okay, I'm sold. I'm gone. I want one. And so I think I ordered immediately one on Wednesday when they came out. So here it is. I think, where did you say? Here's the label on it. And I ordered the small one. First of all, it's the cheaper one. And second of all, the big one, it looks humongous on her. Is it how you say it? Like, it looks giant on her. I mean, I think she's a very small person as well, but I am a small person as well. So I don't think I need that big of one. And I have to say, I have all of the yarn for my Marseille sweater in here. And I still can close it. So I think it's all right. I think it covers all the needs that I have. So yeah, you can see it fits everything. You have like these departments. I mean, I think everyone knows by now how they are set up inside. So I think I don't need to explain it. You have like, yeah, but you have different sizes of departments in there. I really like that it's standing on itself, and that you have this drawstring. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried that I haven't thought about it before is that it's a really light bag. So if you put it on the ground, it really gets really fast dirty. So maybe I should have gotten the brown one in retrospect, but I really like the plate pattern. I think it's really, really pretty, and it goes very well with my aesthetic. I mean, come on, guys. We are matching. So yeah, I'm really happy. This bucket, I think it's called a bucket bag. Why do I wear this still? Yeah, it's just standing next to my chair now, and I'm just knitting straight out of it, and it's really nice to have all that belongs to this current project in here. I don't have this spread out over my living room. It's great. And also all the cables that I need for this project are in here. Yeah, I really, really love it. It was worth every penny, and I have to say the customer service of PetiteKnit is amazing. So her team makes great stuff, because this didn't even take 48 hours to come to me. I ordered this, I think, on Wednesday afternoon, and I came home from work Friday afternoon, and it was there. And I mean, I live close to Denmark, but I mean, I think even in Germany, it takes longer to ship stuff. So this is crazy. And I mean, this time of the year, it's very busy posting stuff. So yeah, I was very, very impressed with her customer service, or yeah, I mean it is, or with her team, that they send stuff like that very fast out. And I also got her, where did I put it? Oh yeah, her masking wires, because I have these very colorful ones that I got for very cheap, but I really hate the colors. And so but in every shop in Germany they are sold out, but I didn't want to order from her website just the masking wires, so I was holding out until I wanted to get something else from her website. So yeah, they are like these white and light yellow cream colored ones. This is like a weird color, but I really like sesame colored. It's an interesting color, but I really like it. So yeah, I also got these. Yeah, I'm really happy with all my purchases. I have no idea if I even get more yarn in Copenhagen. Might be. I also think that I get more yarn for my birthday. Not that I buy more yarn, but I get gifted more yarn. I still have to open my 2 festive calendars, and I also found out recently that I get a gift card from my workplace for my birthday, since it's a round birthday, and they asked me what I want a gift card for, and I said I want one for my most local yarn store, and they also carry Isager, I have no, Isager, no idea how you say it. I will put the name in. Isacher, this sounds better, I think. Yarn, and which is quite expensive, and I think this would be actually great to have a gift card for that. So I could maybe buy yarn from them for the Moby sweater, which is one of my projects for next year. But I think it will take some time to get through all of this. Yeah, I think that's it. 1.5 hours. Better than last time, still not there. But we're getting better. We're getting better, guys. Yeah, I hope I didn't overload you with information and knitting stuff, but I mean, you guys are here for this content, so I hope you enjoyed it. I wish you a very festive season, a cozy season. I hope you get more knitting done than I do right now. I'm looking very much forward to the days between Christmas and New Year's, because I'm taking these days off, and I think these are my favorite days of the year, like when you don't know what day it is, and you spend basically all day in your pajamas, and you have no, I mean, there are people who have things on their social calendar. I don't have them. You sometimes go for a walk. I don't know, I always feel like a child then again, because you spend all day at home and time feels time doesn't matter, is what I want to say. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. I think I'm going to film an episode after my birthday, after I come back from Copenhagen, because probably I accumulated a lot of stuff then again, and I opened my birthday presents then. We will see. But yeah, not Merry Christmas, but what is it? Frohe Weihnachten? No. How do you say that? Happy Advent time? I have no idea what you wish for that time. Happy festive time. I don't know how you end this kind of vlog, but I wish you a nice knitting time.